Good evening, my friends. Welcome to Yoga with Kelly. I'm hoping that my mic is working right now because it seems to be having issues, so we're just going to hope for the best. So I'd like to welcome you. Tonight's class is going to be a little bit more gentle. I want you to focus tonight on being gentle with yourself. So we're going to start on our backs. So I'm going to stay seated because I want to read something to you guys. But I'd like you to settle onto your back in just a comfortable position. So if that means you have a cushion under your head or a cushion under your knees, let your body take it some space. And just take a moment to notice the earth beneath you supporting you. And then take a moment to notice that wave of breath that flows in and out of the body. So we can always come back to the breath when we get worried or stressed, or when we get into the past or the future. What's happening right now? You're breathing. Drop into that wave of your breath. And tonight our mantra that we will say silently to ourselves as we practice is we're going to breathe in peace and breathe out love. So our inhale is our energetic breath. What do we want to pull in? What do we want to fill up with? What kind of energy do we want for ourselves? And our breathe out is our surrender breath. Maybe you have someone specific that you know needs a little bit of love this evening or this afternoon or this morning or whenever you're doing this practice. And I'd like you to visualize a cord from your heart to the heart of that person, no matter where they are in the world. And breathe out love to that person. And that person might be yourself. Maybe it's to the world in general. As we breathe in peace and breathe out love, let's remember that peace is not the absence of chaos or stress or struggle, but it's the ability to step inward to that space inside that's calm and quiet and always available to us if we seek it. From here, I'd like you to come into reclined cobbler's pose. So just bend your knees wherever you are and let the soles of your feet come together and let your knees fall open. And you can support your knees or your thighs with yoga blocks or with pillows or cushions. If you're feeling quite open, you can allow yourself to just have no support at all. And then maybe you reach your arms long overhead. If that doesn't work for your shoulders, you can bend your elbows, taking cactus arms, or maybe taking a wide V or a wide T. So just take some space with your arms wherever you are. Yoga should never hurt. And I just want to read to you a little something that I read last week. It's from a book called The Pocketbook of Blessings, Inspiring Thoughts for Everyday Life. And it says this: for equilibrium, a blessing, like the joy of the sea coming home to shore. May the relief of laughter rinse through your soul. As the wind loves to call things to dance, may your gravity be lightened by grace, like the dignity of moonlight restoring the earth. May your thoughts incline with reverence and respect. So may your thoughts be inhaling peace and exhaling love. Take 3 more deep breaths in that cobbler's pose, just making some more space in your arms, making some more space in your chest. And then on your exhale, draw your knees back toward each other and hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. You deserve one. Maybe take a few rocks from side to side, massaging the length of your spine. And then as you come back to stillness, let's start to bring some opening into the space of our hips. So start to circle with the knees out and away from each other, down towards the front of your mat and back up through center again. Use your hands as guides. Your circles might be nice and small. You might have bigger, more sweeping circles, eliminating your hands completely. Just remember to pull the belly down to the spine to protect the low back. Good, and the next time our knees come to center, we will pause and we will make our circles in the opposite direction. So every time we circle in the space of a joint, we bring synovial fluid to that space. So it's like WD-40 for the joints. So thinking of the body as being fluid. If you're feeling a little crunchy, this might bring some smoothness into that hip space. And then bring your knees back through center. And now keeping your hands on your kneecaps, exhale and pull your knees in toward your chest. And then inhale and press your heels up to the sky. Now, you might be able to straighten your legs here, or you might need to keep a little bend to your knees. The more you press up through your heels and the more you pull your toes towards your body, the more you'll feel a stretch through your hamstrings, through the backs of the legs. Exhale, hug knees to chest, hands on the kneecaps. And then inhale, send your heels to the sky. Exhale, bring those knees in. And then inhale, press those heels to the sky. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, knees come in. And then we inhale, press those heels up. Good. Now once you reach the top here, circle your feet around. Let's bring some of that synovial fluid into our ankles. You might feel a few snaps, crackles, and pops. Then we'll pause and circle in the opposite direction. Good. Now bring your feet back to stillness and set your feet on the mat. From here, cross your right ankle onto your left knee. We're going to come into our reclined pigeon pose. So flex your right ankle, meaning you're pulling the toes towards the knee, and you're gently encouraging that right knee away from you. So you can use your hand to press it away. And if you feel a stretch in your outer right hip, if you feel a stretch in the rear end area, you're in the perfect spot. If you want a little more, come up onto your left tip toes. A little more still, lift up the left foot. Maybe you slip a block or something else under that foot. Or if it's available without struggle, we can interlace our fingers behind that left thigh. Now, if you're doing that and your butt is lifting up off of the floor or your low back is lifting up off of the floor, that we don't want that. So you're going to back off a little bit. Set the foot back down or lower it down. And now tip your hip points away from you. So you feel your sacrum, your low back lift slightly away from the earth. It's like a little mouse house under there, they would say in Pilates. Just breathe into your right hip. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Peace comes in and love goes out. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, slowly lower that left foot to the earth. Uncross that right ankle and we'll switch sides. Cross the left ankle onto the right knee. Flex the ankle that protects your knee. Encourage the left knee away from you. Do you feel the stretch? If so, you're in the perfect spot. If you need a little more, right tip toes. Maybe the right foot lifts or we support it in some way. Or maybe we interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Draw your chin to your throat to lengthen the back of your neck. And breathe into that left hip. Let's take 2 more nice deep breaths here. And then slowly release the fat right foot down. Uncross the ankle. And one more time, hug both knees into your chest. Apadhanasana, knees to chest pose. We can be still, we can rock. We can move the knees in a circle. Whatever feels good to you right now. This is your practice. I'm just here as a guide. Good. Now set your feet to the earth. Rock onto your right side. And press up and around. And find your way into a seated position. So I always recommend sitting up on a blanket fold or a bolster or a cushion of some kind. And just find cross-legged or easy seated, however you like to sit. Take a sip of my coffee. And then from here, we're going to come into a little side stretch. So start by inhaling and reaching both arms up. Extend up through the arms. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Pull that belly to the spine. And then lean to your right. Let your right hand come to the earth and reach and extend through that left arm. Now, if we have any shoulder issues, we can put our left fingertips to our left shoulder. Gently place the hand behind the neck. Or we can even tuck the arm behind the back if lifting the arm doesn't serve us well. So yoga should never hurt. If you have more range of motion, maybe you bend that right elbow a little bit more and drop in further. The one thing we want to make sure of is that left sitting bone stays rooted to the earth. It's like we're making one long line from that hip point that sitting bone all the way up through the left fingertips. Breathe nice and deep. Peace goes in, love goes out. Inhale, sweep both arms up, peace, reach for it, open up to it. And then exhale, love goes out. Left hand comes to the mat. Same pose, other side. Root down through that right sitting bone and extend through the right arm, or take whatever modification you might need. Now, check in with your head. We never want to let the head hang. Keep the head and neck in line with the spine. You can turn to look any direction that's comfortable, but you want to make sure you're not letting that head hang. And then breathe some space into that right side body. One more deep breath. And then inhale, reach both arms back up again. And exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Interlace your fingers. And as you exhale, press your palms away from you. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, you can round like a Halloween cat. Scoop your tail under. Drop your chin to your throat. And press through your hands. Press through your fingers, but broaden your shoulders. Drop the shoulders from the ears and make some space in that upper back, that spot behind the heart where we hold our love energetically. Our heart chakra. Good. Now inhale, lengthen through the spine. Sit up nice and tall. Now if this is uncomfortable for your arms, simply release and reach straight up to the sky. If this works for you with the hands interlaced, flipped palms to the sky. Notice your waist. You want to draw your belly to your spine, lengthen through your waist, and soften your shoulders down towards away from your ears, I should say. Breath in and out through the nose. Peace goes in. Love goes out. Now exhale, release the hands and find your chest expansion. So if the hands comfortably meet and you can interlace your fingers, great. If not, great. Press your hands into the earth. Lift your shoulders up once and roll them down your back. Draw the shoulders back and the heart forward. You can lift your gaze slightly, but don't drop your head back. Breathe some space into the front side of the heart. One more deep breath. Good. Now slowly release and just shake the hands out. So visualize anything that isn't serving you, you're just shaking it right out the tips of those fingers. And then slowly just shake the hands down until they relax at your sides. And extend your left leg out in front of you as you tuck your right foot into your left thigh for head to knee pose. Now this is where a yoga block can come in handy. If your right knee is kind of just hanging out, slip something under it. It can be a block, it can be a pillow, it can be whatever serves you best, whatever you have around. Point your left toe straight up to the sky. Keep a micro bend to this left knee. Now lift up through your sternum. Drop your shoulders from your ears. And from there, fold forward. So we're not hunching and rounding our spine in order to get our head down to our leg. That's not the point of the pose. We feel a good stretch up the back of the left leg. And if we fold forward an inch and feel that stretch, great. If we fold all the way over the leg, great. Wherever you are is right where you're supposed to be. Peace goes in. Love goes out. And as you breathe out, you might find yourself surrendering a little bit deeper into the pose. Take 2, maybe 3 more deep breaths. We want to try to hold our stretching poses for about 10 breaths. Now inhale, reach through the crown of your head to come up. Draw the right knee upright. Now you can keep your right heel right in line with your right hip. Or if it's comfortable for you, step your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Keep those left toes pointing straight up to the sky. Sit up nice and tall, lift through that sternum. And as you exhale, twist to your right. The right hand comes behind you. There's a straight line from shoulder to shoulder. And one of the things we commonly see is that back arm, we end up leaning into it. You want to use it to help you sit up taller, not lean backwards. The chin follows the back shoulder, but we're not forcing. And let your breath draw deep down into the space of your belly. Twists are detoxifying. We create a healthy and flexible spine. We wring out our internal organs. And then inhale, come back through center. Uncross that leg if you crossed it. And extend your right leg out in front of you for head to knee pose. Tuck the left foot into the right thigh. Support that left knee if needed. Point those right toes straight up to the sky. Little micro bend to the knee to protect the low back. Lift up through your sternum. And as you exhale, keeping that nice long spine, don't drop the head. Come into your head to knee pose. Janu Shavasana. Inhale peace, exhale love. What we focus on increases. What we put out is what comes back to us. Let your breath create a softness in the pose. Where can you soften just a little bit more? Take 2 to 3 more breaths. Inhale, reach to the crown of your head as you come up. Draw that left knee upright. Now that left foot can stay right in line with the hip, or we can step it to the outside of the right knee, whatever's comfortable for you. Point those right toes up, hug the bent knee, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left. And remember that left hand is helping you sit up tall. Straight line from shoulder to shoulder. Our gaze follows the back shoulder. One more deep breath here. As you exhale, unwind. Now uncross the leg if it's crossed and extend both legs out in front of you. So we're going to do seated forward fold. If you like support under your knees, you can slip something under there. You can bend your knees as much as you need to, but keep your ankles flexed, meaning the toes are pointing up. Again, lift through the sternum, sit up tall, and as you exhale, fold forward. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, it doesn't matter. Check in with your head. Did you let it drop? Or are you keeping the head and neck in line with the spine? Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Good. Reach to the crown of your head as you come up. Now bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet together. Cobbler's pose. So this is where you might need 2 blocks, one under either knee. My other block is hiding over behind the couch, so I'm just going to go without it. Now for some of us, sitting just like this is perfect. We don't need to fold forward. If you feel plenty of a stretch in the hip and the muscles that make up the groin, stay right where you are. If you would like, lift through that sternum and fold forward. Stay long through the spine. Nice deep breaths. And remember your intention. Peace goes in. Love goes back out again. Let's take 2 more deep cycles of breath here. And then inhale, reach to the crown of your head as you come up. Now we're going to cross our legs and rock forward to hands and knees. So as we come to hands and knees, we're going to do a few rounds of our cat-cow to warm up our spine. So inhale, drop that belly. Lift the heart, lift the tail, lift the eyes. Shoulders are right over the wrists, hips are right over the knees. And then exhale, roll up like a Halloween cat. Press down through your hands. Tuck your tail, broaden your upper back. And now move with your own breath. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Your rhythm of breath might be entirely different than mine. So again, I'm just here as your guide. You take it however it's comfortable for you. If you want to wiggle around a little bit or wag your tail, pause in one pose or the other for a few breaths. Take it however it's comfortable. Good. And then the next time we roll up to cat, we're going to pause in tabletop position. Now, tabletop position, we're tipping the hip points towards the bottom ribs and we're pulling that belly up to the spine. So your low back, your whole back is literally like a coffee table. Now on an inhale, press your right leg back behind you. And you're pressing back through your right heel as if there was an invisible wall back there you're pushing against. And then take your left hand to your low back and just check. Is the sacrum flat, or have we lifted the right leg higher than the hip level? If so, put it back down. We don't want to back bend here. We're going to come into spinal balance. Now extend your left arm out in front of you. Thumb faces the sky. Pinky faces the earth. Reach and stretch like I'm pulling on your wrist and your ankle at the same time. Pull that belly up and in. Take one more breath. And then exhale, lower down. Now let's do the other side. Start with just the legs. Send your left leg back. Press through that invisible wall. Point the toes straight down. And then take your right hand to your low back. Is it nice and flat? Or have we lifted that left leg higher than the hip? We want to keep it right in line. And then we're going to extend the right arm in front of us, spinal balance. Thumb sky, pinky earth. Inhale, peace. Exhale, love. Good. Exhale, lower down. Now we're going to alternate sides. Inhaling left arm, right leg. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling left arm, or right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower down. And now take it with your own rhythm, a couple rounds on each side. One more on each side. Good. Now exhale, lower down. Now keep your shoulders right over your wrists, but walk your knees back so you're in modified plank. So, modified plank, we're not sagging. It's not a back bend. Tuck your hip points towards your bottom ribs. Feel the strength in your core. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. You can lower like a push-up. You can evenly release. You can plop. However you do it, doesn't matter. Now, once you get there, inhale, cobra pose. Bhujangasana. Hug the elbows in like little cricket legs. Keep the tops of the feet on the earth. Exhale, lower down, forehead to the earth. 2 more. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift your heart, let it shine. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift a cobra. Exhale, lower down. Now from here, press up and back and into child's pose, but don't move your hands or knees. I want you to keep your alignment. We're going to move through just a little flow. We're keeping it nice and easy tonight. Inhale to modified plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Notice your shoulders. Did they come up to say hi to your ears? Drop them down. Exhale, press up and back, child's pose. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, modified plank. Exhale, lower down, love goes out. Inhale, lift up your heart, peace fills your heart, fills your body. Exhale, press up and back to child's pose. Love goes out. Last one. Inhale forward, modified plank. exhale, lower down. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. And then exhale, press up and back. This time, make your way back to hands and knees. And we're going to do just a little bit of a lunge flow. Not even a flow, just a lunge. So from here, actually I'm going to turn back to the side. I think you can see me better. So step your right foot up between your hands. And if it doesn't come up on its own, just take your right hand and help it up there. And once you get there, check in. Your front knee should be right over your ankle, not going past. And then if you're feeling energetic this evening, float your arms up. If you're not feeling so energetic, no worries. Keep your hands at your heart. Check in with your floating ribs. These ribs right here, they have a 10 to 1 to jut out. Tuck them in, belly to spine. See if you can draw the left hip forward just a little bit more. Now exhale, drop the hands to the right, come into a twist. Nice and easy. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, lower your hands to the earth. Step your right knee back to meet your left, and we'll do the other side. Now step the left foot forward. And again, if it needs a little assist, just use your hand and help it up there. Check in, is your front knee right over your ankle? If you're feeling energetic, lift those arms. Or maybe take a different variation this time. Hug those ribs in. Draw that right hip forward. Nice, easy breath. Peace in, love out. Now exhale, take a twist to your left. Good. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower it down. Hands to the mat. Step your left knee back to meet your right and sink back to child's pose. Now let's take a side stretch in our child's pose. Walk both of your hands over to the right and sink your forehead to the earth. I like to take my right hand here and make a fist and put it underneath my forehead. Not everybody likes that, but I do. Reach and extend the left arm away from you as you pull your left hip back towards your left heel. Good. Release. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, other side. Slide over to the left. If you're using that forehead to fist, left fist comes under the forehead. And we're reaching the right arm away as we pull the right hip back. Breathe into the right side. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Now slowly rise up and make your way back onto your back. Like I said, nice and gentle tonight. We're just going to be gentle with ourselves. So come onto your back, bring your feet hip bone distance apart. We're going to come into bridge pose. So knees are right over the ankles. As we inhale, we're going to rise up, arms at the sides. chin draws into the throat, but we're not cramming it in there. We're leaving room for the breath to flow. And if it's part of your practice to roll your shoulders beneath you and clasp your hands underneath your low back, feel free. Engage the rear end without clenching. Breathe deep. Peace goes in. Love goes out. Let's take 3 more deep breaths, or we'll come down whenever we need to. And then slowly release your bridge. And now take your arms out into a T. And if you like support in a twist, bring something over to the right side of your body now. A cushion, a block, something to support the legs. We're going to cross the left leg tightly over the right. We're going to pick up the hips and shift them over to the left and set them back down. And then we're going to let our knees drop over to the right. If that feels like too much in your low back or your left hip, uncross your knees, please, and take traditional bent knee spinal twist. If you want to add your neck to the twist, turn to gaze toward your left hand. Twists are like wringing out a dishcloth on your insides. So just visualize all of your internal organs getting a washing, your spine getting healthy and flexible. Every inhale you fill up with peace. Every exhale you send love out. Good. Now exhale, draw your knees back to center. Uncross the legs. Shift your hips back to square. If you're using support, bring it over to the left side now. We're going to cross our right leg tightly over our left. Shift our hips over to the right and let our knees fall to the left. Again, if you feel any pull in your low back, please uncross your legs. If you want to add your neck to the twist, turn to gaze toward your right hand. Take 2, maybe 3 more deep breaths here. And then we'll exhale, draw those knees back to center. Uncross the legs. Shift hips back to square. Last pose before Shavasana, full body stretch. Reach and lengthen, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, expand open to life, to love, to peace, to gratitude. Now relax your stretch and make your way into Shavasana, final relaxation. So Shavasana transfers, or translates, I should say, into corpse pose. So I like to throw my legs wide as my mat is wide. Take my arms slightly away from the body, palms face up, just signifying to the universe that I'm open to receive. Maybe you have a blanket under your head or something beneath your knees. Now just take a few rounds of breath, thinking about that intention. Peace goes in, love goes out. Now from there, allow your mind to go quiet. So just the energy, the essence of that intention remains. And we start to let it wash over the body. The energy of peace beginning at the crown of the head, moving down through the face and the jaw, dropping into the eyes and the ears and the nose and the mouth, where we hold the ability to speak kind words. Feel the energy of peace at the back of your neck. And on your next breath, draw that energy all the way down the length of your spine. And soften through your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back. Now the essence of that peace pausing in the hollow of the throat. From there it slides out across the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands, as if peace and love were something tangible that we could hold. Feel this energy make its way across your clavicles. Let it drop heavy down into the space of the heart. And on your next inhale, let it expand wide. Peace in, love out. Soften through the rib cage. Let the essence of that peace weave its way in between your internal organs. And now bring your awareness to the space of your belly. Energetically, this is where we hold a lot of our negative emotions. Anger, fear, resentment, judgment, frustration, irritation, all human emotions, but all can be controlled by the thoughts. So breathe in a deep sense of peace into your belly. Fill it up so big. And as you exhale, let it all go. Do that one more time. Peace goes in. There's not room for anything else. Exhale, the only thing left is love. Love goes out. Let the essence of peace slide down your thighs. Spread through the space of your hips. Surround your kneecaps. Slide down your shins and your calves. Let peace move into your feet and then into each one of your adorable toes. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are made in divine light and divine love. Be gentle with yourself. For equilibrium, a blessing, like the joy of the sea coming home to shore. May the relief of laughter rinse through your soul as the wind loves to call things to dance. May your gravity be lightened by grace, like the dignity of moonlight restoring the earth. May your thoughts incline with reverence and respect. Our thoughts are probably the only thing we can control. Inhale peace. Exhale love. And slowly start to bring small movements back into your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. As you feel ready, bend both of your knees and rock onto your right side and pause here. We're not in a hurry. Take your time, slowly pressing up on an exhale and finding your way to a comfortable seat. Draw the spine long. Feel the support of the earth beneath you, the breath always moving through you. On an inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And as the palms join, exhale and lower the thumbs to the forehead. This reminds us always kind thoughts. Lower the thumbs to the lips. This reminds us, always kind words. And finally, lowering the heart, hands to the heart, reminding us, always kind intentions. The divine light that shines within me honors and acknowledges that same exact divine light that shines within each one of you. And it is that light, my friends, that connects us all. I thank you so very much for allowing me to be a part of your practice. It is truly a privilege. I hope you have a beautiful evening or morning or afternoon or whenever you happen to be practicing. From my soul to each of yours, Namaste. Thank you so very much, my friends. Until we meet again.